So, I started out making these videos at the beginning of this year. Well, one reason was because I want to change the world, yay! And I'm not being cynical, I do, but I can't do that until I actually feel okay, until I've saved me. So, at the beginning of this year, when I was talking about stuff, I did also mention a lot of what I'm going to say now, but it's there, I think. So maybe it's not a shock. So the last days have been quite hard. I feel a lot better than before, but there's things coming back that I have the hardest time dealing with. And it's making me wonder if I'm doing the right thing, moving into a camper van. I'm really glad I'm not in a camper van right now, but then again, maybe I wouldn't have had these feelings if I had been. So I am still dealing with a lot of post-traumatic stress, I think it should be called that. I have complex PTSD, which has to do with the way I grew up, the isolation that I experienced, and not being able to, because of the environments that I grew up in, not being able to express emotions, and then growing up to not know what I'm feeling. I was around 24, 25 when I started taking my emotions seriously, and that's only because I had a really bad accident and I was just crying all of the time. I had a really bad burnout, but it was like a kind of a shock wave in which a whole lot of emotions just started overwhelming me, and I couldn't not face my emotions. And then it's taken me pretty much 20 years. Yeah, I'm gonna turn 44 in 2 months. And like today and the last 2 weeks, basically, since I decided to give myself permission to move, to buy a camper van and move out of this country, I'm now starting to wonder if I'm going to be able to do that, since it's like winter's almost here. And I'm just feeling really, it's a bit of a, it's a difficult time. But this morning, and the last few mornings, I would wake up and feel so angry. And I talked to my therapist about this. She's not really my therapist, she's like my friend, but anyway, too much to explain. And she was like saying, yeah, like you've now made the decision, so it's like pulling off the band-aid that was trying to, like, I wanted so much to leave the Netherlands from the moment I got here. I was like, okay, I can be here for a little while, but then I have to go because I don't feel like I really belong here. And the last mornings, I just wake up feeling really, really angry, really stressed, and even to the point that I was like, wait, I had an email in my email box that said something about great ways of dealing with stress and anger from someone that I think is really great at explaining those things. And so I had kept that, but now I couldn't find it. I was just, I could like tear through my iPad. So yeah, I pulled back, and it's now late in the afternoon, and I've just been kind of dealing. And yeah, I started making these videos also because that is the part of life that I find so hard. there's like the part of me, and I think that a lot of people live like this, even though I think a lot of people don't realize it, that we kind of go along with all of these ideas about how we're supposed to live. And like, I also do that. I'm normal, I'm a human being. That's like, we're so programmable. That's the strange and wonderful thing about humans. Like, we just kind of absorb everything, like whatever environment we're in, and we go, oh, that's normal. Or our brain waves even start to go the same as everyone around us. Or I'm not sure exactly how everything like that works, but yeah, we take on all of these stories. And so it's like the whole day I've been like, okay, what am I gonna do? I gotta be productive. And I was like, okay, wait, but you're super emotional. So I'm like, oh yeah. And then like I'll shift between being in the emotional and like, it's hard. I didn't, like I said, I didn't grow up being able to be emotional, but then I've had to really, really learn because, yeah, complex trauma really only starts to be healed when it's like coming out of the body, when the body is like experiencing something else. So like this morning when I allowed myself to drop kind of into the well of where all of this anger and sadness was coming from, it's kind of like a terrorizing fall whenever you go in, at least for me, because sometimes it's so deep and like it's from a memory from when I was very young, or like for many years the same kind of experience, and it'll like all smush into one vision and one feeling, and in that moment it's really big. That's how I experience it in any case. But I know that if I do that, it'll be like one more bit of pressure relieves, and whatever part of me that in that moment couldn't grow beyond that point then starts to come in, and it's really nice. I think that's something about life that keeps me young. All the great things about having this kind of traumas. Yeah, it's like I'm even growing up as I'm growing older, but like I'm growing up from 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old to 6, 7, 8-year-old while I'm turning 44. You see, so you want to stay young? Don't do it this way. It's terrible. But yeah, there was a lot of feelings. I felt a lot of terror, things that I could realize that not even only me in my life that I was experiencing, but maybe even my father, my grandfather, maybe on my mother's side also. Like, so it's really important to me to speak about this. So I feel like I'm making a stand for myself also, that these kind of things need to be normal. That we don't have to like squeeze ourselves into something we're not in order for other people to accept us. So yay for me putting this on the YouTube. But that's what I'm doing. Also to normalize it for myself, because like I said, I'll kind of forget and find myself trying to be productive or trying to be this or that or that or that, whatever, like some other part of my brain is like saying that's how it should be. You know. And I feel like even making these videos, even living my kind of life is and I'm taking this straight from something that I heard Uruhu, the guy who created the human design. I'm taking this right from something that I heard him say, like, for me, my life might be that all these things are happening to me, and I have the gift to express, to say, ah, let's understand what's happening here. And I could be wrong. I might not be understanding what's happening here, but this is what I have. This is what I got. And that it is a damn hard thing to... I'm complaining, I know. It is for me a damn hard thing to go through life thinking, I'm going to do this wonderful thing. And then like waking up with all of these really big and heavy emotions, like hating the life I'm living, even at the same moment as that I can see, thank God, I have a roof over my head, I have food to eat, I have this and that, I'm comfortable enough to survive. It's not the same, you know? It's not like, yay, I love life. Which you have seen me do. I can be like that. That is a big part of who I am. And so I think it's a pity that I'm in a kind of hole that's like, this has been a whole lifetime so far. So far. Up till I was 25, like 24, it was a whole lot of hard survivaling work, and I worked really, really hard and I burnt myself out. And then since then I've been trying to make the shift, but damn, it's not easy. It's actually really, really hard. So I think I'm also saying this for in case someone's watching and being like, I know my life is so hard, and I'm so embarrassed about it, or I don't dare to tell anyone, or I feel really alone, or is this even normal? Like, I don't know if this is normal. I don't really believe in normal because I don't see anyone living my life. But of course we all have like some kind of aspect of, I guess, pain that we go through, and we can't really say, oh, this pain's worse than this one, or, you know, but I do feel like if things are more out in the open, at least for me, then I don't get hitched on that idea that things are going completely wrong. Because that's what it feels like sometimes, you know? And sometimes I also have to accept that things could be better, but sometimes I also feel like, God, I have been having to fine-tune like almost everything in my life, except that I do get a lot of love. Like people are kind to me, people are nice to me. I often find friends or people that love me. It's just it's a lot of my dealing with life and letting my guard down more and more. And I think it's my way to be courageous about it. I think it's okay for me to like give myself, you know, a hug for trying to speak out about these things. It's not something that I talk with my friends about all the time because I think it would be too much, but sometimes I do get that feeling that just to put this out there, just to allow lots of people who, or even if it's a few people that watch this, to feel like you're not the only one. If you have complex PTSD, then it could be like you're also just shifting a lot in your life in order to become more whole. And we can see all around us that in the world that we live in and have been living in it up till now. Definitely a lot of people go through childhoods that are far, far from what is necessary to grow in a healthy way. Thank God there's more and more people that are, consciously raising their children or giving them more opportunities maybe than other people had for their emotional growth. While we're also, of course, having to figure out how to live life in a good way, in a responsible way, and in a fun way, in a way that makes life so worth it. I'm not one to say when is life not worth it, but yeah, I think sometimes it's really hard. And I also want to say that I think that sensitivity brings into the whole mix that there's a lot of things that you can't stomach when you're really sensitive, when you can feel really what's going on, and the discongruency, like things not fitting in the world. And yeah. Also, I think the more sensitive a person is, the more they will naturally kind of be healing a lot of what their ancestors have gone through. And I know that a lot of people say like cut the cords or something. I don't know. There's a whole lot of things in spiritual world that's, everyone to their own. But I think that if you're really sensitive and you feel all of these feelings, it's not really maybe super important if it's like your own or your ancestors. It's just like you have to make do. The sensitivity kind of opens you up to all of the layers and the depth and how far some traumas went. And so I think for me, also I'm Cancer rising, and I think Cancerians and have a lot of this kind of like, they carry memory from their ancestors or memory from their culture, or like they carry a lot of memory. That's inherent. I think it has to do with the water element. And I felt this morning also like the buck stops here. I came to this life really to transform anything that didn't feel right, as far as I can. And some days like today, I'm like, nope, too much. Can't solve everything, nope. I don't know how to, have boundaries around that, or if I should. But I know for some things, like the buck stops here in the sense that I can't let some of these pains and like issues go on beyond me. I am learning how to take care of my emotions, and so it's like an offering. Not only like I must do it in order to have a life worth living, in order to grow beyond this point that I'm at. And also I know that it's an offering to the collective and to my ancestral line, whichever side, and to anyone who is living around me, to really be able to hear my emotions and to grow beyond that. This is my whole talk for this for this moment. I hope you are doing well. I wish you all the grace and support. Know that you're never alone, and bless you, and see you next time, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.